Today on Cooking with Daddy, we are going to make monkey bread. Michelle wanted me to, insisted that we cook again today. So I saw a recipe floating around on Facebook, and yes, we did a version of monkey bread a couple weeks ago, but this version was much, much simpler than the version that we did. A lot less ingredients and a lot less prep time. One of my comments was, yes, it was easy, but it required a lot of prep, and I actually had to dive in and do a lot of helping in order for us to get it done in a timely fashion. This particular version should be done in a quarter of the time. So, like I said, very few ingredients. Grand's biscuits, I chose flaky. The recipe didn't specify, but I like the texture of the flaky biscuits. You need some sort of butter, margarine spread. We're going to be using sugar, and it calls for light brown sugar. And I happen to like walnuts, so I added walnuts to the recipe. So as you can see, we now have softened brown sugar again. How did we soften it, Michelle?
Put it in the microwave for a few seconds.
Right, so we put it in the microwave for a few seconds, and we were able to soften it to a consistency where we're able to use it again. And like I said, prior to putting it in the microwave, this brown sugar was rock hard. So now we've prepared a brown sugar and sugar mixture, and we've cut up the biscuits into manageable sizes, and Michelle's rolling them into balls and then putting them in the sugar and shaking them to cover the sugar. Then once she gets all of them rolled, we're going to put them in the baking pan and then layer them in the baking pan. So we'll be back in a second. Alright, we have it layered, and now we're going to pour in the mixture of butter and brown sugar. I added a little cinnamon for taste. Go ahead and pour some in there, Michelle. Alright, that's enough. And I added walnuts to the recipe because I happen to like nuts. So we're going to put in a layer of walnuts, chopped nuts. Not that much, not that much. So I'm going to spread this out a little bit. And then we're going to add another layer of the covered biscuit rolls. So again, she's just taking the biscuits that were cut up into fours, quarters, rolled into a ball, and dropped into the sugar, the brown sugar mixture, and then shaken, and then add it to the pan in layers to layer it up. Okay, we're back. We're on the final layer, and while Michelle finishes up, I'll take you through how we do it. Normally when we create a dish, I let Michelle do the entire process from start to finish. Every step, except steps like in this one where it involved using the knife, I'll cut, or so on and so forth. But for the preparation, mixing the ingredients, I usually let her work through the entire process, and then between takes, she settles in on a job and I help her finish up. In this particular instance, she is doing the coating. I cut up the biscuits and rolled them into balls for her, and she's handling getting them coated and added to the dish. So now that we're done, I'm going to add the last layer. Another layer of the brown sugar and butter mixture.
And walnuts.
And another layer of walnuts.
Whoa.
sprinkle them all the way around, not in one place. It's open already. All the way around. And now we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then the important part of this particular dish is when it's done, you want to take it out of the pan almost immediately while it's still hot or warm so that it doesn't stick to the pan. So we'll be back in a minute. Alright, we got it out of the oven. Took about 30 minutes and it came out good. Remember I said take it out of the pan while it's hot so it doesn't stick. And that was easy.
It's so easy a kid can do it.